Instagram. Hi, Facebook. Happy Feeling Fab Friday, everybody. I'm coming to you live today, and we're going to talk a little bit about stress and minerals and how that affects things. So a lot of people I know right now are going through hardship, emotional issues, practical issues, physical issues, financial issues, mental issues, social issues, family issues, health issues, children issues, you can name it, relationship issues, divorce, all that kind of stuff. And I myself am going through a very difficult time, and I am no stranger to difficulty and stress in all the ways, emotional, physical, chemical, etc. I just want to give a testament to the difference of the stress that I'm going through now compared to in the past when I wasn't doing some of the things I'm going to share with you today, which are really crucial things to do if you're going through a hard time. Okay, so storms in our life are going to happen. It is inevitable. And what is important in those storms is to have reserves. Okay, just like when you have a practical storm and the power goes out or there's no food available, you have to have reserves available so that you can make it through. And the same goes for your body and your emotions and your soul. You have to have reserves, and you have to have it available to you so that you can make it through the hardship. So let's talk from a mineral perspective first, what happens in your body, and then I'll talk about some other things that you need to do when you're going through a hard time. When you are in high amounts of stress, your body rapidly loses minerals, okay, because it's rapidly taking them out of your bones and your teeth and the other aspects to compensate for the other things that are happening physiologically in your body. So let's use calcium as a first example. So calcium is typically stored in the bone and the teeth, and when you're in high times of stress, the body recognizes it and it wants to give you a shell of protection, especially for your emotions. And calcium is a mineral that will kind of numb things and dull things and take it down for you a level emotionally. So the body will often take those minerals and put up a calcium shell of protection and have the calcium free flowing around in your body. Now this can be okay for the intense trauma during the time, but if it doesn't get corrected and we're not maintaining the other minerals during it, it can wreak havoc in every other area. Your joints and your organs and your soft tissue begin to calcify, which causes a lot of problems for you physically and mentally, and really slows down that metabolism. So the first thing we need to do is a hair minerals analysis test for sure to see what's going on, whether you're building the calcium shell or whether you have some of the other issues that I'm going to share. And if you do have a calcium shell, and most people in general need to tell calcium where to go in the body. It's a very stupid mineral. It doesn't know where to go. And if we don't direct it, it'll just leave the bones and the teeth, especially in the type of stress that we live in, and we need to direct it where to go. So I'm a fan of MK7. This is a form of vitamin K2 that helps put the calcium back in the bone. So this is something I'll recommend to people who have the calcium shell going on. There's another protocol intense for the calcium shell, but we can't just dive right into that because you need to be supported emotionally and physically before we address that. But that is one of the basic things to help with calcium levels. The other thing that will happen is rapid amounts of mineral loss in general. Okay, so we need to be supporting the minerals of the body so they're not being depleted. And one of the reasons why is because stomach acid levels change. So you're not able to absorb and digest things properly as much as you would if that stomach acid was there. Because the body thinks that you're in fight or flight famine style, it doesn't think you're going to be eating large amounts of food. So it lowers the stomach acid level because sodium, which is one of the minerals that helps produce that stomach acid level, is now being used to produce aldosterone to keep the adrenals functioning to get you out of that fight or flight situation, okay? So we want to address that mineral loss and help the stomach acid in a way so that you can process and digest your food, but also support the body on a whole of minerals that it may be lacking because it's not absorbing properly. So I love Oceans Alive phytoplankton for that. It is great, and it has like every mineral needed for man. Now this can cause a detox reaction, so if you have other issues going on that I can see in the hair mineral analysis, such as copper toxicity, other heavy metals, it can really cause that to be released, and if your body's not ready to detox those, you're going to feel crappy. So we got to start small with this, with just one baby drop. That's what I do. And then also I love this homeopathic Ignatia Amara at 30 count. I do this as well for mineral loss and take this under the tongue, 2 pellets, 2 times a day or 3 times a day on the days when you're really in that acute stress. So those things are going to kind of help give your body some of the minerals that it may be losing. So when someone goes through the initial stress, especially if it's the first time they've been through trauma or difficulty, the body will raise sodium really high, like I said, to help the adrenals and also promoting inflammation in the body and all of that. So sometimes when people come to me in their hair mineral analysis, their sodium will be off the charts because of this stress or this inflammation. So we need to address that. And one of the ways that we help balance sodium is to also supplement with potassium, which is also one of the solvents of the body that will help dissolve some of that calcium and magnesium that may be being released from the bones and the cells are free flowing. So I love K2 potassium. Most people need potassium. Most people are low. And we can see this on the hair minerals analysis test and figure out what the proper amount is for you. So those are some basic ways to support your minerals throughout the process and give your body what it needs when it's going through stress, and obviously addressing your digestion as well. So some of the other things I would like to talk about would be when you're going through really high stress and difficulty, you have to really reserve your energy because you're only going to have so much of it, and it needs to be directed to the absolute most necessary things that it needs to be directed to. So I kind of let go of the things that I don't really need to worry about in the time of stress and focus on what I do, which is things like doing my hair. I don't give a care about my hair right now, and I'm not going to be spending my precious energy blow drying this giant mop of hair that I have. So I kind of let that go, or either go to someone else and have them blow dry it for me. But I'm teasing, but like, putting extra effort into things or overzealously cleaning the house. That's not something I'm going to be really focused on right now. In fact, I will probably hire somebody to come clean my house to help me through this period of time because I have only so much time and energy, and I'm reserving it specifically for, number one, myself, because if I don't put my own oxygen mask on, I cannot help my daughter or anyone else in my life. Number two is my daughter. She is the number one priority of my life after my own well-being, and to give her my full energy, attention, and not let her suffer for any sort of stress that I may be feeling, and being able to be present with her and not pass down the emotional baggage that sometimes we do to our children. I posted something today about the feminine energy, being careful not to make our children suffer for our own issues. Okay, so it's really important that we protect our children and that we're able to be present for them and that we're able to process their emotions with them. And that's number one priority for me, is being able to be that fun, loving, present mom with my daughter no matter what else is going on. The third priority for me is my clients, showing up for them, giving them what they need and supporting them because we have a very special relationship and I desire to support them. So that is the third priority. And then everything else kind of falls behind that. And you have to create boundaries for yourself. I know right now I can't take on a lot of other people's problems. I can't take them on right now. And so I have to create boundaries of even people trying to call me, people wanting to have conversations with me about business or other things. That's just not priority number one right now. So you got to create boundaries for yourself so that you can show up and take care of yourself and the most important people in your life when you're going through difficult times. The other thing, the priority needs to be to eat and to sleep. I am a stress non-eater. I don't go to overeating and stress. I used to a long time ago, but I will go more to non-eating because I'm busy doing all the other things that I need to do. And this is just as bad for the body, and you need to support it that way as well. So making priority to eat, and doing things like lots of smoothies, green juice, bone broth, all these things can help you during those times of stress to kind of get nutrients in your body, even if you don't feel like eating giant meals. If you're reverting to the other end of overeating or binge eating in emotional times, you have to have compassion on yourself, but also remember you need to control what you can, which is what you put in your body, which will really help assist you in this time of stress. And then getting the support of mental health and support that you need to make it through the difficult times. So having outlets of coaching, having outlets of practitioners, mental health experts, therapists, all that to really help you process your emotions instead of shoving them down and not dealing with them. Okay, so these are some ways that you can support yourself through really difficult times and make it through to the other side. So I've noticed a huge difference in the way my body is handling this. from before when I wasn't aware of minerals and how to really assist my body with that. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm super sensitive, so no caffeine at all is going to be going into my body, because even a sip of it will make me feel just more than I need to at the time, or feeling anxious. So you want to make sure that you're supporting your body the way it needs to. Now, breathing is another thing, because when we're in that fight or flight, we tend to have that shallow panic breath. So doing things like tapping, which is proven to help lower those cortisol levels and help your stress. I have a tapping for anxiety video on my IGTV and on my YouTube and Facebook if you need one. And then alternate nostril breathing, which is really important because the body will shut down one side as it tries to focus on getting breath in. And so when we activate the other side that you can find that's a little more clogged, we let the body know that it's okay. So breathing is very important, and making sure you're getting those deep belly breaths in, and doing things to kind of process your emotions and breathe. So it's very individual. The mineral stuff is individual. I need to see a hair mineral analysis test to know whether you're in that high sodium portion. Typically the sodium will raise really high and then drop a little bit later, so we need to approach it as we see it on the test and be prepared for what comes next. Or if you're in the calcium shell portion, where your body's already built up that defense system from previous trauma, and you really need some assistance to help your metabolism boost up and support you through that time. So this is crucial. And when you're going through difficulty, or say you have a child who's suffering, which is really difficult, or a family member who's passing away, anything like that, you've got to support your minerals properly to make it through that time. And you may feel selfish for taking some time to invest in yourself, but you have to be there for them, and you have to be strong on the other side. So I encourage you to look into outlets for doing this. This is what I offer support in my Get Your Body Back group. I'm launching my spring/summer program starting soon. And we do the emotional and the physical work to benefit you through this time, okay? And we do clearings, and we work on our energy, and we work on processing our emotions, and not pushing them away, but allowing them to be felt and to be heard, and also supporting your body with what it needs based off your test results. So that's all I have for you today on this Feeling Fab Friday. I hope some of these things I shared with you were beneficial, and I encourage you to just set boundaries, give your body the mineral support that it needs, and get the emotional support that you need, so that you can be present for those around you, depending on you, and show up for yourself and them well. So I hope you have a Feeling Fab Friday, and DM me with any questions, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.